Hello everyone, it is great to be with you on our last Sunday in April. We have had a great month talking together about peace. Now, peace isn't just about being still and quiet. Real peace is actually the kind that takes a lot of hard work. Peace is proving that you care more about each other than winning an argument. When you do the work of making peace, it's like you're building a bridge to reach someone. You are choosing to reconnect with the other person. You're taking what's wrong and you're finding a way to make it right. And today, we're going to learn about peace through the story of David. God promised that one day, David would be the king of the Israelites. But in the meantime, King Saul still ruled Israel. Saul was very jealous of David and how popular he was with all the people. So David lived on the run along with a group of trusted soldiers. You know what? I think I'm going to need you to help me tell the story. I'm going to need some help today. We're going to all do the same motions, but when I say freeze, you all have to freeze until we make the next move. This is something that I like to call freestyle acting. So first, I want you to pretend with me like you're David and the soldiers. David and his men were on the run. So let me see your best impression of a group of people running through the desert like this. It's so hot out here. Okay, freeze. David and his men arrived in the desert of Paran, near the land of a wealthy man named Nabal. Nabal owned 3,000 sheep. That is a lot of fluffy friends. Nabal was wealthy, but he was also rude and mean. All right, friends, let me see you make your meanest face with me, and I want you to cross your arms. Okay, freeze. So Nabal's wife, Abigail, on the other hand, was not rude and mean. She was wise. Abigail was not very happy with the way that Nabal was acting. So let's do our best Abigail shocked face like this. Okay, freeze. Great job, everybody. At first, Nabal's servants weren't sure what to think about David and his men. They were probably used to strangers just strolling in and stealing from them, taking their food and their sheep. But David's men didn't steal anything. In fact, David protected Nabal's shepherds from any harm. So it became time for Nabal to shear his sheep. Like give them a haircut. So let's pretend that we have shears and let's give our best impression of clipping the wool from the sheep. Like zzz, 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 zzz. Okay, freeze. David told 10 of his men to go to Nabal. He gave them a message to pass along and said, I hear that you're clipping the wool off of your sheep. When your shepherds were with us, we treated them well. The whole time they were at Carmel, nothing that belonged to them was stolen. Ask your own servants, and they'll tell you this as well. We've come to you now at a happy time of the year. Please be kind to my men. Please give me and my men anything you can for us. When Nabal heard this message from David, he was not cool with that idea. He didn't want to give anything to David's men. He was like, who is this David guy and why should I give anything to a stranger? He sent David's servants away. So if you had to walk away empty-handed, how would that make you feel? Probably pretty sad, right? So let me see your best sad, mopey face as you have to walk away like this. Okay, freeze. When David's men returned and told David what Nabal had said, David was angry, like really angry. David gathered about 400 men and they went with him looking for a fight. It seemed that there was no way to avoid a terrible battle between David and Nabal. All right, soldiers, let's march like we're headed towards a battle, like this. All right, freeze. So back at Nabal's house, a servant told Abigail what Nabal had done. The servant explained how David's men had treated them very well, but Nabal had been so rude to them in return. The servant asked Abigail if there was anything she could do to calm the situation down. And Abigail had an idea. She quickly gathered supplies to give to David and loaded them on donkeys. All right, can you pretend to be a donkey carrying some supplies? Let's hear your biggest hee-haw, hee-haw, hee-haw. All right, freeze. Abigail told her servants to go ahead and she would follow. So Abigail saw David in a mountain valley coming toward her. She could tell that David was still really angry. He made threats to hurt Nabal. As Abigail got closer, she bowed before David and said, "Let me take the blame myself. Please don't pay any attention to that evil man Nabal. Sir, the Lord has kept you from killing Nabal and his men. He has kept you from using your own hands to get even." Then Abigail reminded David that God had a big plan for him. She said, "The Lord will do for you every good thing he promised to do. He'll appoint you ruler over Israel. When that happens, you won't have this heavy load on your mind. You won't have to worry about how you killed people without any reason. You won't have to worry about how you got even. The Lord your God will give you success. When that happens, please remember me." Abigail's words changed David's mind completely. And David said to Abigail, "Give praise to the Lord. He is the God of Israel. He has sent you today to find me. May the Lord bless you for what you've done. You have shown a lot of good sense. You have kept me from killing Nabal and his men this day. You have kept me from using my own hands to get even." So everyone, let me see you breathe a big sigh of relief. Whew. That was a close call. Okay, freeze. David accepted Abigail's gifts. He told her to go home in peace. Abigail chose to humble herself and do the hard and creative work of making peace. And in the end, Nabal did die. He paid a high price for his foolish anger. But God blessed Abigail. He used her in a powerful way to bring peace in a really difficult situation. Isn't it amazing to see how God can work through us to make peace between others? Abigail's story shows us this. You can show you care about others by being part of the solution. Ask God to help you be peacemakers this week too, and we will see you next week.